Most of my career has been spent with performance-driven people, and a lot of the time it's a pretty messed up state of affairs. Professional athletes aside, I dealt for the most part with people who wanted, and in some cases needed, their daily output to be notably higher than the next person. They wanted to be the best. People who live in these high-demanding pressure cooker environments, CEOs, business leaders, traders, entrepreneurs, you name it, I dealt with them. Addressing almost anything that fell under that performance banner, from their physical performance, their sleep, their nutrition, and even to some extent their social interactions. You know, as a simple example of this, someone deprived of high quality sleep makes bad decisions, which are as bad for your career as they are for your home life. You know, when people talk about this work-life balance, there's a myriad of factors. It's not just this time allocation thing like people believe it to be, and thinking they need to spend more time here or more time there, or less time here or less time there. You know, people who live or choose to live in these demand environments are challenged by the demands of the jobs they choose to do or the high-pressure environments they choose to live in. They kid themselves they need less sleep. They validate the choices they make. And they often follow this messed up culture that went before them. Everyone thinking, you know, living a life akin to this Wolf of Wall Street is normal. They start by over-caffeinating and following the culture of alcohol as a sleep and relaxation aid, both of which we know significantly impact sleep quality. This, in many cases, moves on to more potent stimulants and undoubtedly prescription meds, sleeping pills, whatever, and a lifestyle that's detrimental to health on a daily basis, all because they're chasing performance. And I get that. Heart rate, blood pressure, heart rate variability, cholesterol, all constantly where they shouldn't be. Key hormones suppressed all the time. You know, I've dealt with a lot of businessmen and businesswomen at breaking point. Their relationships are broken down. Many divorced or separate. Their health is broken down. And in some cases, they come to me after these major health incidents. Their attention span, mental health, all suffering, and all being prime candidates for rehab programs. The pace that they've lived their lives and propped up with stimulants, suppressants, and anything else they can get their hands on simply can't be sustained anymore. By the time they get to me, they typically know this. You know, what starts as a physical intervention, trying to get them to move more or exercise a little more and addressing their physical output, more often than not, moves into looking at their caffeine intake, their time management, you know, very seriously at nutrition and overall health markers, putting them into a place in which they can perform with the same expected output, making more thought out, more calculated sacrifices and decisions. Inadvertently, this goes some way to repairing the relationships they have with themselves and with others. You know, life's a series of trade-offs. Unfortunately, we're also the sticking plaster culture. If we're tired, we use something to wake ourselves up. As we kid ourselves, we can't afford the time to sleep. And it then becomes this circular problem. We have a more intimate relationship with the food and alcohol we consume than the people we actually consume it with, which is pretty messed up, right? You know, we choose to disregard our own biology and physiology. We consume things because they give us short-term relief for the long-term problem we have, creating this chronic usage problem and whatever negative effect that brings with it. We don't understand what we consume, you know, alcohol, caffeine. We don't understand how it works, and that's critical if we're to make better decisions. When you reach for your afternoon coffee today, just know that it's impacting your sleep latency and your quality of sleep, meaning you're fixed daily into its consumption. You've got to have it every day. Just know that the reason you struggled to get out of bed this morning was a combination of what we call social jet lag and a stereotypical decline in sleep quality over the course of a weekend because of what we choose to consume. And maybe, just maybe, the fact that deep down this hamster wheel of detrimental habits and behaviors you're on, you want to get off, but you don't know how to do it. Feel free to drop me a line and we can maybe put some plans in place to work on it.